Berger Chevrolet has been family owned and operated since 1925. We support our community because we are our community. For nearly 100 years, Berger Chevrolet has been dedicated to supporting small businesses, nonprofits, and charities in our community. Through our Berger Gives Back campaign, our employees have raised awareness, provided funding for programs that give back, and supported locally owned businesses. We are proud to partner with Fox 17 to sponsor We're Open West Michigan. Learn more at bergerchevy.com.
All right, remember the good old days when you drank homemade root beer out of a frosted glass mug while wolfing down some tasty hot dogs?
Hey, it's like those days have never left at Cook's Drive-In. For our Taste of the Town series, I paid a visit to Cook's to learn what has kept them going for decades, and of course, to grab a tasty lunch. Take a look. Why do you think people have followed Cook's? I mean, obviously you've got great hot dogs, but there's got to be something more to it.
Yeah, it's the nostalgia. I think it's the people that were taken to Cook's when they were very young, and it was a place that they just kept taking their children, and then the children grew up, had their children, started the tradition, keeping the tradition.
Shar, thank you so much for the hospitality. As always, love coming to Cook's. Tell us a little bit about the history. I mean, Cook's has been around for what, almost 70 years?
73 years
73
now.
73 years, oh my goodness.
73 years.
All right, walk me from the start.
Martin Cook first invented the Mr. Cook's Drive-In in 1948 down on Eastern Avenue by Cottage Grove. Sold hot dogs, chili dogs, and his root beer. We still have people coming in that have been down there, that used to go down there, and then they took their kids, and now the generations just keep passing it through, you know, to go to have people come with their grandkids, their children, and we still have some 90-year-olds coming in from when they used to go down there to Eastern, and it went from Cottage Grove and Eastern up to 32nd and Eastern Avenue on the corner there, and that was, I know, in the 70s. And also went into the early 80s there. Then it moved down to 44th and Eastern Avenue, where my husband and I, we bought it in 1998.
Talk about how you and Gary, when you decided to do this, and what he meant to Cook's.
Well, he absolutely loved running this business. This was his baby. He really did. He got very involved in the community. He joined the historical society here, so he was getting into all the history of Denton, and he was loving it because he was a history buff anyway.
Talked a lot about the story behind your food, but let's be honest, you got some pretty good hot dogs.
We do. We have the best in the land. We have the best dogs in the land. That's the most popular, is the chili dog with the condiments on top. A lot of people like the cheese. Now, in just a couple years before Gary had passed away, came up with that Grand Rapids dog, and we kept on making different variations of it, and finally got the right one with the special sauce and the relish and the onion and the mustard and the sauerkraut on it. And then we have the Chicago dog, which is very, very popular. People love the Chicago dog. We make it just like they do in Chicago.
Half the reason I come here, Shar, is for this mug of root beer, okay? I mean, this is how it's supposed to be done.
Glad you love it.
I do so much. Tell folks about your root beer.
It's a very special root beer. It's not just like any other root beer. It's not like any other root beer.
I can attest to that.
Okay.
It is delicious.
It is a very good root beer, and when people try it, they said they never have anything different than that.
Yeah, I'd buy this by the 2 liter if you sold it that way.
Yep.
I tell you what, I'd take it home for sure. Absolutely love it.
And I have a wonderful staff. I couldn't do this without my staff, without the people. And the people that come here, they're awesome. We have got the best people out here ever. And they love coming here, and they just love sitting out on the veranda there, and they love going out to the woods here and sitting with the picnic tables. And they love the quaintness of the inside. They love the atmosphere. We'll get this full in here, and all of a sudden, all the strangers, no one knows each other, they'll start talking to each other. They just start talking to each other like they've known each other for a long time.
let's talk dogs. A Venezuelan dog. Can you explain what in the world is that?
Actually, it's how they make the Venezuelan dog in Venezuela. So
Ketchup,
it has,
mustard, mayo, and then it's got that cabbage and potato sticks on
yes, and a little onion.
there. A Chicago dog has to be standard.
Yeah.
A Grand Rapids dog.
Absolutely.
Gotta have that.
give that a
All
try. The Reuben. The Reuben dog.
There, the camera up
got
there
a
says
Reuben
Reuben
dog.
has to be on there. And finally, this Ari dog sounds intriguing to me because of the Thousand Island
really
dressing.
good.
Yeah.
Yep. Some of the dogs are named after our employees.
All right, we're placing an order for an Ari dog, a Chicago dog, Venezuelan dog, Grand Rapids dog, Reuben dog. Let's eat.
All right. Sounds good.
Trust me, I ate good that day.
Yum.
I tell you what, that GR dog, the GR dog alone, worth the drive, right? And that root beer. Cook's Drive-In, located on Hammond Avenue, Southeast, in the Dutton, Caledonia area. Pretty easy to find. You can check them out on Facebook. We'll be right back.